Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the Hophelek of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So God give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether you can accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the whole elect. And shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning, the few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from Jim Solano Camp coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification, Lord willing, let's be edified. So I titled this lesson, The Dukes of Edom Will Only Be Preserved to Rebuild the Kingdom. So it's clear to see that Jake sold out and Jake trying to protect that bag, man. Okay, Esau getting on these devils. Esau getting on Jake about standing in the paint, man. So, and somebody got to fill the shoes of being 2/3, being the going against you. How about Shema Shah, man? And the Lord said, who will stand up for me, right? Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? Somebody got to fill the shoes on the opposite side, man. So you see Jake clearly get the bag. Jake got these Patreon accounts. So we know Jake getting paid, man. Everybody's under the 501c3 tax exempt. So it's clearly see when you read the scriptures that Edom, will be preserved to rebuild the kingdom, man. After that, they're gonna be destroyed. That's in the scriptures, man. That's plain. They're gonna be destroyed after they rebuild the kingdom for 1,000 years, man. They gotta help Edom gotta help all the other nations rebuild the kingdom, man, because they was first to take hand with the Babylonians to destroy the kingdom, man. So I'm just gonna get a few precepts dealing with Esau is going to be preserved to rebuild the kingdom. When you read Psalms 149, it tell you how they're going to be bound with chains, right? They're kings with chains and they're nobles with fetters of iron. And I was in Psalm 149. And it tell you the same difference in Isaiah 24, right? So, let's start with so what I'm going to do is start with Isaiah 35, right? This Isaiah 35, I want to hit these key points. It's Isaiah 35:3. It reads, strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance, even power that recompense. He will come and save you. Right? Talking about Israel, the elect. We know this. Everybody know this. So the point is in verse 8. It say, and a highway shall be there. Matter of fact, let's just keep reading. This is verse 5. This is verse 5. It reads, then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the dumb sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. And the parched ground shall become a pool, which is parched ground, which the valley of dry bones, right? It say, and the parched ground shall become a pool, and the thirsty land springs of water, because of the truth. Now I say, in the habitation of dragons, where each lay shall be grass with reeds and rushes. It's the truth springing out. The camps everywhere, right? Truth is flourishing throughout the four corners of the earth. Verse 8 say, and a highway shall be there, and a way, and it should be called a way of holiness. This is the point I want to make. Because in the kingdom of heaven, all 18 nations, all 17 heathen nations is gonna be in the kingdom, man. But they're gonna be on the other side, man. They gotta serve, they gotta work, they're gonna be tributaries, right? Of course, Esau Edom is gonna be there, man. But this guy making it seem like Esau is gonna be saved just like Israel gonna be saved. And he didn't make no separation, and he didn't make the separation in explaining that Esau is going to be working. They're going to be slaves, right? Because he said if the kingdom got to be rebuilt, that means Esau going to be there. Of course they're going to be there, but he made it seem like as Esau going to have the same salvation like Israel. No, and he didn't explain that, man. He didn't give no difference so people can understand what he was saying. And that's that trickery, man. Esau gonna be in the kingdom working, man. For 1,000 years, they're gonna be done away with, man. This is Isaiah 35 and 8. And we know Esau is profane, he's unclean, right? It say, and the highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean should not pass over. When it say the unclean shall not pass over, they can't come into the temple, man. Right? Esau is profane. The heathens, all of the heathens are profane. They can't come into the temple, man. It's a Isaiah 35 and 8. This is talking about the Israelites going back home, right? The Lord saving them being redeemed from Isaiah 35, verse 3 down to 8. It's talking about them going home, man. It's a and an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. This is how we get back to the kingdom of heaven. That narrow path, that straight gate. It says it shall be a way. A highway shall be there. It say the way of holiness, the unclean shall not pass over. But it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. Wayfaring going into being a pilgrim on the earth, man. Okay. The word wayfaring, when you look it up, it goes into being like a pilgrim, man, going from place to place. Like I tell you in Jeremiah 50, when it said Jeremiah 50, starting at verse 4, when it tell you how Israel went from mountain to hill, man, right? Having no resting place. So it say the way of holiness, the unclean shall not pass over, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. It say, though fools shall not err. What fools? It's talking about the heathens, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. Don't the scripture call him fool? Children of base men, they were violent in the earth, right? They were children of fools, yeah, base men, they were violent in the earth. In Job 30, right? Isaiah 14, the Lord say, hey, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God, right? Now say again, but it shall be for those, I say the way of holiness. Let's read it from the top. Isaiah 35 and 8. And a highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean should not pass over, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. It said, though fools should not err therein. Right? When you go to Revelation chapter 11 and 1, it reads, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, which is the Bible. And the angel stood, saying, rise and measure the temple of power and the altar and them that worship therein, which are the Israelites, the hopeful elect. Verse 2 reads, but the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. And that's what they're doing right now. They tread in the city for a period of time, just like you say in Luke 21 and 24. The point say, it say, But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. You see that? For the heathens. Now, just Isaiah 35, it said, Isaiah 35 and 8, it said, the way of holiness, the unclean shall not pass over, but it shall be for those the wayfaring men. This said, though fools should not err therein. So this is showing you that no heathen can enter into the temple, man. Okay? As I tell you, which I'm finna read, they can't come into the temple, man. They can't come. The kingdom of heaven is Israel, man. Okay? First and foremost, it's the people. Then you got the land. And the only time the heathen's gonna get to come into the land is when they come to bring their tributaries, man. They can't come in the inner court, man. Okay? It said in Revelation 11, it say, but the court, Revelation 11 and 2, but the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. You see, this is outside the temple, man. This is outside the kingdom. No heathen is going to come into the kingdom, man. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and 53. Listen to this. It reads, this 51. It said, but understand thou for thyself and seek out the glory for such as be like thee, right? Which is the elect. When you go to Job 5 and 23, it tell you about thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, right? Being in league with the stones, meaning the elect men of Israel, right? It say, for unto you is paradise open. For unto you, the Lord is specific when he say things, man. For unto you is the paradise open. And this is the angel talking to Israel, to Ezra. It said, for unto you is the paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. Now here's the point I want to make. It reads, verse 53, the root of evil is sealed up from you. It's a weakness, and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. It says sorrows are past, and in the end it showed the treasure of immortality. And therefore ask no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, right? To my Israelites, it said, for when they had liberty, when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his way. Listen, this is verse 57. Moreover, they have trodden down his righteous. Okay? They done trodden down the righteous. What does scripture say about the heathens? They shall tread the city 42 months. Listen, and said in their heart that there is no God. Don't it say this about Esau in Isaiah in Psalms 14 and 1, 1 and 2? It say, and said in their heart that there is no God, yeah, and that knowing they must die. So who says in their heart that there is no God? The heathen say it too, man. Right? This is so let's deal with Israel first. This is Malachi 3 and 13. It reads, your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord Yahweh. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said, it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it that we should keep his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord Yahweh of hosts? And now we call the proud happy. Yeah, they that work wickedness are set up. Yeah, they that tempt God are even delivered. You see, it's talking about two-thirds of Israel going to say this. It said, what? Yeah, it said, ye have said, it is vain to serve the Lord, right? Well, listen to what the heathen say in Job 21. It's the same thing, man. It's Job 21 and 13. It reads, they spend their days in wealth, talking about the Esau, and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto God, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? So when you go back to 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, this is talking about heathens and Jake alike, man. 2nd Ezra 8 and 56. For when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. You see, it said it in Malachi 3, man. Jake is not going to follow the ways of the Lord. 2/3. It say, moreover, they have trodden down his righteous. This is 2/3 and heathens alike, man. Verse 58, and said in their heart that there is no God, yeah, and that knowing they must die. It say, verse 59, for as the thing aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them, for it was not his will that men should come to naught, right? Israelite men. Verse 60, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. You see, it say, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them. And I was meditating on this too, man, last night. You got Jake calling on Yahshua, Yeshua, Yahuwah, all these names because a demon on them not to call them. And it's the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. These niggas know not to call. Once you start calling on Yahweh Shema Shah, you in the fire now, man. You in the fire. Long as you call on all these heathen names, right? You is outside the temple, man. Once you start calling on Yahweh Shema Shah, whether they outside the temple, whether they know it or not, they in the fire, whether they know it or not, man. Heathens and 2/3 alike. But once you start calling on the true names of Yahweh Shema Shah, you is in the fire, man. And that's why you got all these women that's teaching, these men that's teaching, they don't want to use the name of the Lord, man, because it's fire, man. So these devils is paying them off, and they easily be deceived, man, with that bag, because money can fool you, man. So again, it say, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. What it say in Malachi 1? It said his name is dreadful among the heathen, man. These devils spit time and time to change it to add dots and dashes they call vowel points, as it said in my 1465 Bible. They created dots and dashes and call them vowel points to indicate how the name of the Lord should be pronounced. So these devils made the Lord gave them the spirit to change his name up, man. And Jake, no, when you start calling on Yahweh Shema Shah, your ass in the fire, man. So then them demons in them, it's them demons, man. This is Job 14 and 4. The Lord said they are, matter of fact, hold on. Let me get this. They can't, it said they're unclean. The unclean shall not pass over, man. It said the unclean and fools will not err in, man, in this truth, which is 2/3. The Lord said 2/3 are heathens and publicans, man, right? As well as the heathen, man. They can't come into this. So when this nigga going into how Esau gonna be saved, yeah, he is. He's gonna be preserved because he got to be rebuild a kingdom. And that's what I'm dealing with. Let's get this first. Um, let's get this word in Hebrews, right? Cause see, this is about this nigga talk about they gonna be there. They is gonna be there, but they gonna be working, man. Let's get the word profane. Esau gonna be preserved to work, man. That's it. After 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 he
Strong's G 952. Bebelos. Bebelos.
it's a excessively lawful to be trodden. It's a of place profane, unhallowed, common, public place of men ungodly. It's a profane. It's a they got let me click on this real quick. Hold on. So it's a strong definition. It's a heathenish, wicked, profane. It got unhallowed, common, public place of men. So it's a common public place, right? When you think about during the time when the Messiah, when Yahweh, right, was on the earth, everybody couldn't go into the temple back then, right? You had the Pharisees and Sadducees. The common people, because it said right here, it said unhallowed, common, public place, right? Of men ungodly. It's a lawful to be trodden. Now, come to a public place at any time, man. And they show you in this movie, like this movie, Marco Polo, man. When you watch that movie, when he had his council, nobody can go into those chambers, man. Same difference in the ancient time, man. When the Pharisees and Sadducees had their authority on the Romans, man. No any common person on the streets can just walk into the temple, man. Okay? They had a place for the common folk, and they had a place that was just for the Pharisees and the Sadducees, man. We all know this. So, as a matter of fact, let me look the word up on Google. Let me see what they say. Because I'm finna make a point, man. These devils, these devils is gonna be preserved to just rebuild the kingdom, man. That's it. And then they're gonna be destroyed. It's a let me look up some of the words. It's a non-religious temporal, which they are. It's a worldly, earthly, unholy, unhallowed. That's them, man. It's a relating or devoting to that which is not sacred. And they ain't, right? It's a non-religious, worldly, earthly, unhallowed, temporal. And that's these devils, man. But they are profane, which is what? Outside the temple, man. So let's go back and get this. And the Lord say, okay, here goes. This is Job 14 and 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So it say, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, and the number of his months are with thee, that has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. Right? It say, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. So it said in Isaiah 35, right? Let's read it again. Because this is about the heathen not entering into the temple, man. Meaning they ain't getting the same salvation as the Israelites, man. They gonna still be able to die. All the heathen nations, and when the kingdom of heaven get established, the heathen nations will still be able to die, man. Only Israel will live forever, man. It say Isaiah 35 and 8, and an highway shall be there, and a way, and it should be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. It say, thou fools shall not err therein. So who is the unclean? Job 14 and 4, again, Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. This is Ecclesiasticus 34:4. It reads, of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that which is false, what truth can come? Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? Nothing. The Lord said it right here. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and 15. It reads, that which is crooked cannot be made straight. You see that? That which is crooked cannot be made straight. And that which is wanting cannot be numbered. And these niggas, Esau Edom is wanting, man. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. You see, these devils cannot be made straight, man. Because if they could, they'll be right now, man. The Lord said they shall trodden Jerusalem, man. This is Isaiah. Um, this is Isaiah 26:10. It reads, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. You see, he unclean, he's crooked. He cannot be straightened. You can't straighten him up, and he can't be clean, man. It said, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. I read Job 21. They said, what is the Almighty that we should serve him, and we should pray unto him? The wicked cannot be made straight, man. Okay, they cannot be clean, man. This is listen to this. This is Psalms chapter 40 and 15, and it reads, let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Listen, let them be desolate. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Right? When you go to Ezekiel 36:1, hold on, let me check this and see who was that speaking. Just read this again. Psalms 40 and 15. This is King David, right? This is what he say. Hold on. This is Psalms 40 and 15. This is what King David said. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha, right? Ezekiel 36:1. It reads, also thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel, and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Who is this saying, aha? This is King David saying the same thing Ezekiel saying. Who is Esau Edom, man? Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen. Who is the residue of the heathen? It's the Amalek, okay, the Amalekites. And ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are infamy of the people. Now hold on. It mentions Idumea right here in Ezekiel 36 when you read down, right? Now when you go to Exodus, matter of fact, yeah, let's get Exodus first. This is Exodus 17 and 16. This is what the Lord say. This is Exodus 17 and 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said unto Joshua, choose our men and go out, fight with Amalek. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of power in my hand. Right? Reading down, it say, And it came to pass when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed, and when he let it down, his hand, Amalek prevailed. Right? This is verse 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Who is Amalek? It's the chief house of Edom, man. See, these niggas ain't gonna go into these scripts, man. It say, this is verse 16. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Right? Now, this is, let's get this in Numbers, right? This is Numbers 24. This is Numbers 24 and 20. It reads, it said, when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Is the Lord lying right here? Are you saying these are not the words of the Heavenly Father Yahweh right here? Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations. Go to Genesis 36. Amalek is the chief house of Edom. It's the residue of the heathens, man. This is plain. These niggas, GOCC demon nigga, ain't gonna go through these scripts, man. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. So what is he talking about? Of course, Esau gonna be on the outside of the kingdom. He gotta rebuild the kingdom. Him and the other 16 heathen nations, man. And then he's gonna be done away with. If the Lord gonna do away with the chief house of Edom, what's gonna happen to the rest of them, man? Now this is Deuteronomy. Let's get this, because there's more, a lot more. It's Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Thus saith the Lord. It reads, it say, Deuteronomy 25 and 17, I was reading another verse up. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt. That's what I was reading to you in Exodus 17. Let's go back to it. Hit the point. Exodus 17 in verse 8. It say, then came Amalek, Exodus 17 and 8. Then came Amalek and fought with Israel. You see that? You see that? So when you jump back to, to Deuteronomy 25 and 17, these niggas ain't gonna read these scripts, man. They ain't gonna bring them out, man. Nigga trying to say Esau for the bag, man. Esau getting on these niggas. Hey, y'all ain't standing up for us in the paint. We need y'all to work. Y'all getting paid. Y'all need to work. See, these niggas ain't standing up in the paint for Esau. So now they complain like you got too much of this truth going on. Somebody need to counter this stuff. They ain't doing their job, man. They sit back. They got the bag. They just sitting back teaching this and that, mermaids and all this other madness. And Esau like, hey, y'all need to get on y'all job, man. These guys saying this and that. Everybody complaining to us. Because the Lord said what in Isaiah 13 and 2? Shake your hand at them that they may run into the gates of the nobles. So everybody's complaining about this truth, man. And the Lord getting on these niggas, man. They ain't doing their job. You ain't making you, hey, the money that we giving you, you ain't showing us you worthy, man. So Jake got to step it up, man. They gonna go into these scripts. It say Deuteronomy 25 and 17. Remember what Amalek did unto thee by the way when ye were come forth out of Egypt, how he met thee by the way and smote the hindermost of thee, even all that were feeble behind thee, when thou was faint and weary, and he feared not God. You see right here? It tell you that Amalek, the heathens, Esau, Edom, don't fear the Lord, man. It say, therefore it shall be, when the Lord thy power have given thee rest from all thine enemies round about, this is the kingdom of heaven. It said, from all thy enemies round about, this is talking about the kingdom of heaven. It say, in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, thou shalt not forget it. What does the word blot mean? Let's look it up. Let's go to this in the blue letter first, and we're gonna go to Google. These niggas ain't gonna read this, man. Let's read this. Let's see what it say for the word blot. This is plain, man. Nigga trying to say Esau, hey, cause they finna lose that bag, man. These niggas finna lose that bag, man. Cause they ain't standing in the paint for Esau like they supposed to, man. Esau paying them good money to stand in the paint, man.
Strong's H 4229. Macha.
We know what the word blot mean. We know what it mean. But let's read it. Blot. To wipe out. To blot out. What did it say? Obliterate. Yeah. To obliterate. To blot out. Exterminate. To be wiped out. To be blotted out. To be exterminated. Okay? Blot. It's a destroy. Wipe away. Abolish. Utterly. Abolish. Come on, man. Abolish, blot out, destroy, put out, utterly, wipe away. Come on, man. So why when you read this, why when you go into and show that the Lord says he's gonna have war with Amalek from generation to generation, and then he gonna what? Again, Deuteronomy 25 and 19. Therefore it shall be, when the Lord Yahweh Shema thy power have given thee rest from all thy enemies round about in the land which the Lord thy power giveth thee for an inheritance to possess it, that thou shalt blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. Thou shalt not forget it. So these Edomites gonna be done away with, man. They're gonna be blotted out. Now, again, let's read this again in Psalms 40 and 15. I just want to make these key points, man. It's a Psalms 40 and 15. This King David speaking. Let them be desolate for a reward of their shame that say unto me, aha, aha. Right? Well, they said the same thing in Ezekiel 36, man. Let's read it again. Ezekiel 36. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel and say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus said the Lord Yahweh power, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. Therefore prophesy and say, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side. When you read Psalms 12 and 8, it say when the violent men are, it say they walk on every side when the violent men are exalted, man. In Psalm 12 and 8, it say, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that you may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, the residue, Amalek. That's who controls the world, man. They control media, everything, man. Clothes, transportation. What the Lord said in Deuteronomy 28 and 48, that should go to our enemy for the one of all things, right? Let's get there. Because we dealing with the residue of the heathen, man. These niggas trying to save these niggas, man. They can't be saved, man. The niggas finna work for 1,000 years and they gonna die in a fire, man. A bonfire. You ever been around a bonfire? I have. Deuteronomy 28 and 48. I done killed many deers in Mississippi and had many bonfires, man. Hey, nobody want to be a part of that, man. So of course, vocab gonna say the Edomites are done away with, man. Nobody want to be an Edomite thrown into in a fire, man. It said the Lord say they will be obliterated, man, exterminated, man. This Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things. So that's food, clothes, water, transportation, housing, work. Okay? Food, water, clothes, transportation, housing, work, man. That's everything, man. And in the one, it say, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemy, the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the one of all things, man. So you got hunger, thirst, clothes, food, transportation, housing, work. That's everything, man. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Come on, man. This is the residue of the heathen. Let's go back to Ezekiel 36. It reads, Ezekiel 36 and 3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye may be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are infamy of the people. Therefore, ye mountains of Israel, hear the words of the Lord Yahweh power. Thus saith the Lord power to the mountains and to the hills, to the rivers and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey and derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about you. Therefore said the Lord Yahweh power, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen. He talking to Esau, Edom, and against all Idumea, which have appointed my land in their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with the despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, why the land? Because who's in it? The residue of the heathen. It said, behold, I have spoken in my jealousy and in my fury, because you have borne the shame of the heathen. The land of Israel has been borne the shame of the heathen. The Lord said, who's in the land destroying it, man? This is Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, who? The Israelites, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Who? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the northern kingdom. Led away what? Captive into all nations. And this is the Messiah saying this. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. This is in the red. And shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. You read this also in 2nd Ezra 11 and 39 on down, man. So, who's in the land of Israel? The residue of the heathen, man. Now, this is edition of Esther, right? Oh, let me get this. Let me get this. This is Genesis 3 and 14. I got to make these points. Because the Lord is talking to a specific nation right here in Genesis 3. Right? It says, and the Lord, Yahweh said unto the serpent, Yahweh power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Right? Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed, and her seed. So the Lord telling the serpent right here, his seed line is on the earth, man. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. This is talking about between the Edomites and the Israelites. So to show you that the serpent has a seed line on earth. The Lord said, what? Now these key buzzwords, Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Now, this is Ecclesiastes 3 and 17. It reads, I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there, to my own earth, is a time there on earth for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, right? Now, you got three classifications of men on earth. You got the sons of God, sons of men, sons of the wicked. Okay, this verse is pertaining to the sons of men and the sons of the wicked. It say, I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might 2 Thessalonians, right? He shall be revealed in his time. Who? It say, I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God may manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. What the Lord said in Genesis 3 and 14? He told the serpent he's gonna be the worst beast of the field, man. It said he shall be cursed above all cattle, right? Let's get it again. Genesis 3 and 14. It say, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Talking about men, nations of men. So Esau, Edom, the residue of them, these people, that nation, that whole serpent seed line is the worst beast on earth, man, out of all 18 nations. Okay? Genesis 3 and 18, again, it say, I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. So the Lord said he's going to manifest them to everybody, to everybody. And the world's going to know these niggas, he ain't right. These some different type of niggas, right? I said in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God may manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. You see, every right now you got Edomites going against Edomites, man. I mentioned this the other day. You had these three downhill in Florida, Orlando. These three they call themselves Nazis. The three Nazi Edomites went against a small hat. They pulled him out the car, beat him up, took his phone and broke his phone up. They just got locked up, man. That was three Nazi Edomites going against a small hat residue heathen. It say that they might see that they themselves are beasts. You see, they know themselves that they are they nothing, man. Right, verse 19. For that which befall the sons of men befall of beasts. Even one thing befall of them, as one dieth, so dieth the other. Yeah, they have all one breath, so that a man have no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. And that's what we see. We got the worst beast of the field ruling the earth, man. Right? Which is the residue of them. Shalom to the argument I walk from the comment board. Shalom. Yahweh Shemam Shah. Hashem Makah Kadash Barakatam. The water for tuning in. So, now, let's get this. They beasts, man. They're nobody. Now, when you go to the book of Daniel, right? In Daniel 2, the Lord say that they was going to cleave. They was going to, right? Let's read this. This is Daniel 2 and 43. Reading the point. This is about, matter of fact, let's read up so you can understand where I'm going. This is Daniel 2 and 40. It reads, and the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, far as much as iron breaketh in pieces, and subdue all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, this is talking about this in the bottom of the statue, which is the beast, North America, Babylon the Great, EU, and NATO. And whereas, because the rest of the beast is gone, right? And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. And as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken, right? And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with miry clay. So when it say they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave one to another. Esau, Edom cannot cleave to the heathen nations. We see it happening, man. These are Elam, Ishmael, Ham will not cleave to these devils, man. To Esau, man. You got what you got? Ham, Elam, Ishmael, Moab, and Ammon will not cleave to Edom, man. That's why it's confused. That's why I say that's what the Lord told him in Genesis 3. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. Dust mean confusion. Everywhere these devils go. I'm not an elder. Hey, the water, Sean Richardson. I'm not an elder. Hey, the water for the compliment, but I'm not an elder, brother. I'm not an elder. I'm just a young student, still in training. So, but the water though, but the water. It say Edom, I mean Moab, Ammon, Ishmael, Ham, and Elam will not cleave to Esau, man. Okay? It's right here in Daniel. Though they mingle themselves with the seed of men, they shall not cleave one to another. And that's the separation of these nations, man. Okay? Because Esau is a beast. It said he's the worst beast in the field, man. What's that scripture? It said, oh, just reading this account the other day. How about how everybody will resort to their liking, right? Everybody will resort to their liking. I forgot what chapter it's in. And one of you better know where I say you put on comment board. I can't think of it right off right now. But it talk about how everybody will resort to their liking. It's in every person loving his neighbor. Is I think it's in Ecclesiasticus, if I ain't mistaken. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get it real quick. Bear with me for a second. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 13, right? Ecclesiastes 13 and 15. It reads, no, it's all good. You good, brother. It say Ecclesiastes 13 and 15. Every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. These devils don't love nobody. Why? Because they beasts. When you look at all the other heathen nations, listen, man, listen. When you look at all the other heathen nations, when you look at Ishmael, right, which is these so-called Arabs, they love their people, man. When you look at Elam, right, these Persians, these Iranians, they love their people, man. Moab and Ammon, the Japanese and Chinese, they love their people, man. Even the Africans, them Hamites, they love their people. Esau Edom is the worst beast of the field. Because if he loved his people, there would be no homeless Edomites. There would be no Skid Row in California or nowhere else, man. Every place you go at, downtown cities, whatever, man. Inner cities, outer cities, man. You got homeless Edomites, man. Why are they homeless? And this is their rulership. Show you this devil. And that's why the Lord say the residue of the heathen. Because all the other heathen are going to be destroyed, dealing with Esau, Edom. Only one's going to be left, and it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them residue of them devils. You got what, 13? I got the list in my phone, man. Them Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, DuPonts, the Gettys. It's a lot of them. Kellogg's, the Johnson and Johnsons. It's a lot of them, man. Matter of fact, look at this. Look at this. Let's just name a few. These people are not small, man. It's a lot of them with their wives and kids. It's a lot of them. Now here's the list. It's called the globalists, the global elite, the globalists, right? It's a key players of one world order. They got Lord D. Rothschild, his son Nathan, Baron D. Rothschild, Sir Evelyn D. Rothschild, Benjamin D. Rothschild, David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, George Soros. It's a Lord Balfour. Now, here's it say ruling families, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Oppenheimers, Goldsmiths. It's a Makata. It's a Montefiore. It's a Sassoons, Wahlberg, Samuel, Kadori, Worms, Stearns, Cohens, Schiffs, Lazards, Sharodin. It's a Harriman, Royal Family of England, Windsor. It's a Hanover, Cavendish, The Medici, Lorraine family. It got Habsburg, Krupp, Bruce, Mellon, Vanderbilts, which they in North Carolina, the Vanderbilts. I was in North Carolina for like 5 years. DuPonts. That's one got the series on you on Netflix. If you got these non-stick skillets in your house, get them out of there, man. These devil created these non-stick skillets and pots, and it putting poison in our body, man. Go find you some all aluminum cookware, man. Cause if you got non-stick skillets in your house, these devils been killing people, man. It's a series on Netflix about the DuPonts. It's a DuPont Sinclair, Astor, uh, Romanov. It's a Lil family. It got uh, Guinness, Russells, Bush, Bundy, Taft, Disney, Collins. These are all families. Freeman, McDonald, Goodyear, Whitney, Reynolds, Getty, Hearst, Soddy, Franklin, Sloan, Walton, Cooch, Mars, Johnson, Cox, S.C. Johnson, Perkins, Kellogg, Pratt. These are a lot of families. And all their kids. These are the elites. This is the residue of the heathens, man. Every other Edomite gonna be destroyed, man. This is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. This is 69 families. 69 families of the residues of the heathen, man. You know how many kids they got? You know how many fathers and brothers and mothers and grandmothers? Listen, man, all the men of these 69 families is going into chains, man. All 69 of these families. Let's see. Ruling families. Top name Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Oppenheimers. You see it. Okay. So all these 69 families, all the men going to slavery, man. Now let's get back to this. So it say, Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. Right? So these devils don't care about the rest of their family, man. They don't care about them, man. Because if they did, there wouldn't be no homeless so-called white people, man. It wouldn't be not one of them homeless, man. Not one. This is their kingdom. This is their rulership. Why should it be one homeless person, one homeless so-called white person on the streets, man? It wouldn't be like that, man. We was in the kingdom of heaven. There would be no homeless Edom, no homeless Israelites in the kingdom, man. Not one. Yeah, bro. All the presidents go back to them devils, man. Every last one of the presidents, all of them, man. They all part. Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, them Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, all them names, they all go back to the elites, man. All of them. That's who got the bag. And they don't care about the common so-called white person, man. Not one of them care, man. If they did, it wouldn't be no homeless white people, man. And that's plain, man. So now these devils, let me get this. This is the editions of Esther in the Apocrypha, chapter 10 and verse 10. And it reads, this is 10 and 9. It said, my nation is this Israel, which cried to God and were saved. For the Lord hath saved his people, and the Lord hath delivered us from all those evils. And God hath wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. And you can read that in I think it's Ecclesiastes 36 when it say show new signs and other strange wonders, right? Let them know thee as we have known thee. Like the one when people die, lose their life, we know it's the Lord, right? Like this chick the other day, this Idumean chick when did a job interview, and they say her hair got caught in the machine and she died on an interview at work, man. Interviewing for a job. Okay? Her hair got caught in one of the machines and she lost her life. I could just imagine what happened if her hair got caught in the machine. It had to peel her scalp, man. It's a, and you can read this in Acts chapter 2 about what the Lord that did when it said the Lord did signs and wonders in the midst of us when Yahweh was on the earth. It say, and power have wrought signs and great wonders which have not been done among the Gentiles. Therefore have he made two lots, one for the people of God and another for all the Gentiles. And these two lots came at an hour and time and day of judgment before power among all nations. So power remember his people and justify his inheritance. It's a two lots, one for the people of the Lord, one for the heathens, right? Now this is Ecclesiasticus 33 and 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge, the Lord had divided them and made their ways diverse. All people. He made all nations' ways diverse. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them have he cursed and brought low. And that's what it said in Genesis 3 and 14 when he said, on thy belly should I go, meaning to be the man. He said, you are cursed above all cattle. That's talking about the serpent seed line. Okay. You are cursed above all cattle. It say, and on thy belly shall I go, meaning to be the lowest of the low, the basis of men. So it say, but some of them have he cursed and brought low. That's the Edomites, the serpent seed line, and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to him as liking him best. The Lord made them to be crooked. Like I said, Ecclesiastes 1 and 15. What he had made crooked cannot be straightened, right? No clean thing can come out of unclean. It say good is set against evil and life against death. So the godly against the sinner and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another. I just read this in addition to Esther. It said he made two lots, man, right? Two lots, man. One for the Israelites, one for the heathens, man. And that's what the story, when you read that story about Lazarus and the rich man, it says it's a great goat fix. You can't mix the two. So for this nigga to say, this nigga, Rakar of GOCC talking about, of course Esau gonna be in the kingdom outside the temple. They gotta rebuild the kingdom. And that's what I want to deal with before I close out. These devils gotta rebuild the temple, man. They gotta rebuild the kingdom. Esau and the other 16 heathen nations have to rebuild the kingdom, man. Who built North America? Babylon the Great. Who built the countries around the world? So-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, man. The world was built off the blood, sweat, and tears, off the backs of so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, man. So that means these same 17 heathen nations got to rebuild the kingdom of the Lord, man. Period. Now, this is now remember, what did this devil do? This devil was there, man. Listen, Psalm 137 and 7. This is who? It say, remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Right? Raise it, even to the foundation thereof, meaning bring it down, destroy it, take it down. Right? Now, the scripture said, what? Even thou was one of them. Let's get that. This Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces. This is what I just read in Psalm 37 and 7. Esau was there saying, destroy him, take him down, get him. The son running over there, some going that way. He said, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, which was the Babylonians, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Right? So he said, raise it, raise it. Okay. Now, this is First Ezra, chapter 4 and 45. Listen. It say, thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. Esau was there. Let's read it again. First Ezra 4 and 45. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. Now we reading this. Psalm 137, Obadiah 1 and 11. Esau was there, right? You don't think it only makes sense that these devils got to rebuild a kingdom? Nah, this is this is Isaiah 49 and 24. And it reads, Isaiah 29 and Isaiah 49 and 25, it say, but thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away. Even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with him that contended with thee, and I will save thy children. And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood as with sweet wine. And all flesh shall know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Now, this is Isaiah 60. Hitting these points before I close up, man. These devils got to work, man. It's Isaiah 60 and 10. And it reads, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls. What walls? Don't it tell you in Revelation 21 that in the kingdom of heaven there's 4 gates, and at every gate there's a an angel right on the north, south, east, and west. That's going to be a wall around the kingdom, just like it was in the ancient time, man. Right? So they got to build the walls up. Listen, man. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. Why? Because the heathen got to come and bring us. It say right here, they shall not be shut day nor night. That men, what men? All 17 heathen nations, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles. They're going to be tributaries to Israel forever. And that their kings may be brought. To do what? You got to work. You got to work. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. What is this nigga talking about? Recall. Of course, they're gonna be there for a period of time. It say, yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted. You don't want to work. You don't want to work for a king of Israel. You don't work for one of these kings of these 12 tribes. You're gonna get put to death. Okay. It said, the glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow down themselves at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas that has been forsaken and hated, and hated, and hated. Recall, hated. It say hated right here. What is this nigga talking about? What's this nigga talking about, man? Whereas that has been forsaken and hated. Does not these devils hate us? Of course they do. Nigga want to use Deuteronomy 23 and 7. You niggas is wicked, man. And you trying to say this devil to maintain your bag because them devils is finna take your bag away, man. The same way them devils told Shaq that he had to sell all his shares. He had to sell all his shares. Them devils gonna take you niggas bag away. So you gotta try to help save the devil, man. And you know they can't get salvation, but your bag is your bag is being jeopardized. So you gotta do something. All you niggas that got the 501c3 taxes in, you niggas bag is in jeopardy, man. And that's the end all goal on you niggas while you doing this, man. Talking about we don't gotta call the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Yahweh Shai ain't do no miracles. John the Baptist went in the truth. Call on all these Yahuwah and Yahshua and Yeshua and Ahia and Yeshaya. You niggas gotta maintain that bag, man, because it's about to get taken away. And it's gonna get taken away anyway when Yahweh Shai, hey, when things turn, man, listen, you niggas, all you niggas gonna take the MOTB, man. All of you niggas, man. It say, whereas thou has been forsaken and hated. They hate us, man. You niggas gonna try to use Deuteronomy 23 and 7. So that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellence, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, meaning all their tributaries, the best things they got to bring it to us, man. All the best of the best, man. The Lord said in Joel 3, you took my gold and my silver, my goodly pleasant things into your temple. So now they got to bring to us their goodly pleasant things, their gold and their silver, and their best. No blemishes. We want the first of the first. No blemishes, man. All their daughters. We need come, I pray thee, bring that. All that, man. They got to bring all that. The best of the best that they got to bring it all to us, man. It say, again, Isaiah 60 and 16, thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles and shalt suck the breast of kings. That's the best of the best, man. And thou shalt know that I, the Lord Yahweh, am thy Savior and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob, right? And you can read all this, man. Go into heaven, everything we're going to have, man. This is Isaiah 61. I want to hit these points because these niggas got to rebuild the kingdom, man. This is Isaiah 61 and verse 4. They shall build the old waste. They shall raise up the former desolation. Because who took it down? Esau was there. Esau did it. The Babylonians did it first, and Esau was there. Then you had Esau did it in 70 AD. You had this guy, Antiochus Epiphanes did it, man. He did it. First Maccabees, chapter 8, the whole chapter, whole first Maccabees. Go read it, man. And the second chapter, man. Go read it, man. It say Isaiah 61 and 4, and they shall build the old waste, they shall raise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste cities, the desolation of many generations, and strangers shall feed, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. We had to do it in slavery, right? Well, Amos 7 say, Amos 9, the plowman shall overtake the reaper, man. And strangers shall stand and feed your flocks, and the sons of the aliens, which is strangers, shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. Come on, man. What is this nigga talking about, man? But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our power, and ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. Come on, man. And in their glory shall we boast ourselves. For your shame you shall have double, and for confusion, which these devils brought, because that's why I was talking about Esau, Edom first and foremost. And for your confusion of talking about we African Americans and we spick spooks, porch monkeys, wetbacks, and savages, all these names, man. Right? You African American, no, you black, no, you color. Okay. And for your confusion, they shall it say, for your shame shall have double, and for your confusion, they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their works in truth, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people. All that see them shall acknowledge them that they are the seed which the Lord have blessed. When you go to Zechariah chapter 8 and 20, reads this. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, it shall yet come to pass that there shall come people and inhabitants of many cities, and inhabitants of one city shall go to another, saying, let us go speedily to pray before the Lord and to seek the Lord, Yahweh of hosts. I will go also. And it's telling you in Isaiah 60 and 61, if they don't do it, they're going to get put to death. I read it. It said they shall utterly be wasted if they don't do this, man. It said, yeah, many people and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord Yahweh of hosts in Jerusalem and pray before the Lord Yahweh. Thus, the Lord Yahweh Shema of hosts, in those days it shall come to pass that 10 men shall take hold out of all languages of the nations, even shall take hold of the skirt of him that is a Jew, saying, we will go with you, for we have heard that God is with you, that power is with you. What's this nigga talking about, man? Now, let's get this. Let's get this. In Psalm 79, right? Let me get 74 first. In Psalm 74, let me bring this out a lot lately. It say, Psalm 74 and 2, remember thy congregation which thou hast purchased of old, the rod of thy inheritance which thou hast redeemed, this Mount Zion wherein thou hast dwelt. Lift up thy feet unto the perpetual desolation, even all that the enemy have done wickedly in the sanctuary. Go back to Esau, how he helped the Babylonians take down our city, man. And then he did it on his own, man. So he got the idea. The Lord put the spirit in. You saw how beautiful how the Babylonians took us down, and then they did it. It say, thy enemies roar in the midst of thy congregation. They set up their ensigns for signs, right? The Lord said, you don't put a chain landmarks. Well, Esau did that, right? They took over Israel 1947-48 by the Balfour Declaration. This is Psalm 74 and 7. It reads, they have cast fire into the sanctuary, into thy sanctuary. This is David talking to the Lord. They have cast fire into thy sanctuary. I think it's Esau. It say, they have defiled by casting down the dwelling place of thy name to the ground. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them together. Who? The Israelites. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. Hold on. It say, Psalm 74 and 8, they have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. I read it in 1 Ezra 4 and 45. Let's read it again. Thou also hast vowed to build up the temple which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldeans. These niggas did that. So they got everything they got to rebuild it, man. The Lord is just balanced, man. Right? Proverbs 11 and 1. And it's another in Proverbs 16 and 11, man. The Lord, he's just, and all the weight of the bags are his, man. He's just, man. So back in Psalm 74 and 8, it say, they said in their hearts, let us destroy the temple, let us destroy them together. They have burned up all the synagogues of God in the land. Say, verse 10, O power, how long shall the adversary reproach? Shall the enemy blaspheme thy name forever? And these heathens don't blaspheme the name of the Lord. It's only Esau, Edom that's doing that, man. And they tell you in Revelation 13, starting at verse 5, 6, and 7, the Lord said he gave them heathens the mouth to speak blasphemy against the Lord. The heathen nations never did that, man. The heathen didn't do that, man. It's a verse 14. It says, thou breakest the heads. Listen, Psalm 74 and 14. Thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces and gavest him to be meat to the people inhabited the wilderness. And this happened with the Egyptians, man. Okay, because that devil, them devils was known, Pharaoh was known as a Leviathan as well, man. Okay, it said thou breakest the heads of Leviathan in pieces and gave it him to be meat to the people inhabiting the wilderness, man. It said the heads. What heads? The 7 heads and 10 horns in the book of Revelation, man. Okay, this is verse 18. Remember this, that the enemy have reproached, O Yahweh, and that the foolish people has blasphemed thy name. Who is the foolish? I read it in Isaiah 35. It said, the unclean shall not pass over, and thou fool shall not err. It's talking about Esau, Edom, man. They outside the temple, man. Okay? This is verse 23. Psalm 74 and 23. Forget not the voice of thy enemies, the tumult of those that rise up against thee increaseth continually. Now, this Psalm 79 and 1, it reads, O power, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. The holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. So therefore, you got to rebuild this, man. Okay? You got to rebuild this, man. This is verse 12. It say, and render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach wherewith they have reproached thee, O power, and render unto our neighbors sevenfold. It's a neighbors with an S, not just Esau, Edom, all 17 heathen nations. He's the chief of them, though. And render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach wherewith they have reproached thee, Oh Yahweh Shema Shah. Now this is Wisdom of Solomon. It said because he's going to get him sevenfold, right? Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 22. It reads, therefore, whereas thou doest chasten of us, thou scourgest our enemies 1,000 times more, to the intent that when we judge, we should carefully think of thy goodness. It said, and when we ourselves judge, we shall look for mercy. So we ain't gonna rule the nations how Esau Edom rule the nations with straight rigor, man. Okay, these devils, as it was that James 2 and 13, man. Right? Let's get that. See, these devils, they don't have no remorse, man. If it's not the elite families, they don't care about you, man. They don't even care about their own people, man. This James 2 and 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy. See, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to judge righteously, man, with mercy, man. It said, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. So, as the scriptures say, these devils got to work, and then after 1,000 years, they're going to be done away with, man. What is this guy talking about, man? The only nations that's going to continue to live cycle after cycle. Oh, I got to read this because here's the proof. This is Daniel, to close it out with. This is Daniel 7 and 11. Now listen, this is talking about the beast. It say, Daniel 7 and 11. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even to the beast was slain and his body destroyed. Destroyed, destroyed, and given to the burning flame. You listening? Listen again. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even to the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame. As concerning the rest of the beasts, that's the other 16 heathen nations, because Esau gonna be done away with. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and times. The only nation that's going to be destroyed is Esau, Edom, man. Let's get this. This is Zechariah. This is Zechariah 9 and 12. It reads, turn ye to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. Said the same thing in Isaiah 61. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion. When you read Ezekiel or Ezekiel 25 and 14, the Lord said He's gonna give His men spiritual powers, right? So when Isaiah 24 play out, Isaiah 24 and 20, when we shall take them out of them bunkers where they're gonna be hiding at, because the Lord gonna preserve these 69 families, the men, they will be preserved. 69 families worth of men. Can you imagine? This is the residue of the heathen, man. 69 families worth gonna be hiding in bunkers. The Lord is gonna spare them, man. They're gonna be preserved. And then, like I say in Isaiah in Jeremiah 16, after the fishing, He's gonna turn them to hunters. And they say they're gonna hunt them from well out of every hole and out of every cave of the rocks, man. What you think this talking about? It say, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. Who is Greece? Esau, Edom, the residue, and made thee as a sword of a mighty man. So the sons of Zion is going to be a sword of a mighty man against who? The sons of Greece. Come on, man. Come on, man. It say in verse 14, and the Lord shall be seen over them. Because when you're reading was it Isaiah 31 and 5, it said the Lord shall come back as birds flying to defend Jerusalem, man. It say, and the Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour, and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls, and as the corners of the altar. And their Lord, and their it said, the Lord Yahweh, their power shall save them in the day as the flock of his people, for they shall be as the stones of a crown, lifted up as an ensign upon the land. For how great is his goodness, and how great is his beauty! Corn shall make the young men cheerful, and new wine the maize. Yeah, you ain't gotta do nothing else. No more in the kingdom, man. Nothing else, man. Hey, these devils gotta pay, man. And they're gonna pay. And they're gonna work. And they're gonna work, man. Um, it was another one. You know what? Let me see. Hold on, bear with me. Um, anyway, that was the point on that. I was gonna get something else. I was gonna get something else. Let me see. So anyway, these devils gotta work, man. They gotta work. And after they done with their work, man, they're gonna be destroyed, man. The Lord's gonna destroy them, man. And if you can't receive it, hey, it is what it is, man. But thus saith the Lord, they gotta work, man. And when they done working, they're gonna be destroyed, man. Ain't no they finna live forever in the kingdom, man. That's not flying with the Lord, man. Oh, let's get this right here, right? This is Zephaniah 3. Zephaniah 3, and I'm gonna start at let's read 16. Zephaniah 3 and 16, it say, in that day it shall be said to Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thy hands be slack. The Lord thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will in his love, because we are the love of the Lord, man. Right? He said he will joy over thee with singing. It reads, I will gather them that are sorrowful for the assembly. It said, who are of thee, reproach of it was a burden. Behold, At that time will I undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. Jake, you looking for real fame, real praise? It's with Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You ain't gonna get it on this side, man. It said, now, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. And who put us to shame, man? Mostly. This is the worst. Under the captivity of Esau, Edom has been the worst because these niggas stole our heritage, man. Well, it was through the Lord. We're using that word loosely. They stole our heritage, man, and called themselves us, man. In every other captivity, man, we knew we was Hebrew Israelites, man. We knew this, man. Okay? We knew this, man. These niggas, Esau, Edom, the residue of the heathen, man. These niggas, cold, man. It say, and it say, at that time will I bring you again, vocab. Only you can be a part of this. You had to be in the beginning when Moses set us down in the wilderness in Exodus 24 and sprinkled blood on us, man. And we made a covenant. And what did Israel say? All that the Lord has said, we will do. When you read Romans 11, it's talking about being grafted in again. You got to be part of this from the jump. In Leviticus 26 and 46, when the Lord said he gave the laws, statutes, and commandments to Israel by the hand of Moses, you had to be sitting your ass there with us, man. You can't just come into this in 2020, 2019, tell me you can come into the assembly. You niggas is crazy, man. It say, and at that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you, for I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth when I turn back your captivity before your eyes, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. This is plain. This is plain. This ain't Chinese arithmetic. This ain't rocket science. It's simple. 1 + 1 is 2. If you're not an Israelite, you are through. Lord was edifying. Got to give all praises and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, radically accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the occupants pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the walk who are listening and learning. To few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord, wisdom edifying. Till next time I say shalom, wa abad babal. The water for tuning in. But Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up. Hey, the water for your precepts. The water for tuning in. The water. Yeah, man. Beautiful. Yep. Psalms 83 and 4. The brother Sean Richardson. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. Oh, let me get this before I close. Let me get these two precepts real quick. Hey, cause we done went through some stuff, man. Man, the brother be talking about this all the time. All brothers do, man. We done went through it, man. This is Tobit 3, right? 3 and 1. It said, then I, being grieved, did weep, and in my sorrow prayed, saying, O Lord Yahweh, thou art just in all thy works, in all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thy judges truly and justly forever. Remember me and look on me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorance and the sins of my fathers who have sinned before thee, for they obey not the commandments. Wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil and unto captivity and unto death. You think these niggas gonna live forever in the kingdom? These niggas spoil us the worst. It say, and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nations among whom we are dispersed. Let's get this one in First Maccabees. The Lord had all these nations had a hand on us, man. It say to death. This First Maccabees, chapter 1. First Maccabees, chapter 2, and verse 7. He said, woe is me. This is Metathadius. Woe is me. He said, woe is me, Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple has become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into the captivity. Did you can read this in Joel 3? Lord said, you carried my gold and silver, my good and pleasant things into your temples. So her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. You think these niggas don't got to pay for this? Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All nations put their hand on us, man. All her ornaments are taken away of a free woman. She has become a bond slave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it. And the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Hey, the water for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema shall continue to bless you in your houses. Stay prayed up, man. Hey, our turn coming next, man. Our turn coming next, man. Shalom.